Hey yo, it is I, the Great Taco, back with another mock review Redux. So, I'm just gonna get in really quick here. So this is, I'm redoing Ukah here, and the changes that I made to him are subtle, but they're prominent enough to where I feel like they're worth mentioning. Also, just more, this video is a day late, and I don't care. So I'm actually going to start with his hammer here, which is a new part of him. He didn't originally have a weapon at all aside from the shoulder cannon, so I decided, you know what, why not give him some sort of weapon? So I gave him this hammer, which is pretty short. I might lengthen it, or just, make it a little longer. Change out this axle at the top here, make it better. But it's pretty simple. Nothing too complex here. At work, the core of it is that's all it is. It is very, very simple. But it gets the job done, I wanted to use metallic blue on him to kind of match the mask. And I had the pieces, so I thought, why not? So there's this on the back here. There's a spike out, or on the top, and at the back there's a spike, just for aesthetic detail. Maybe an extra weapon, just like. But then the front is one of the 6-stud shooters that came in a bunch of the G2 sets. And they came in a bunch of other system sets as well. But you all know how they work. I don't want to lose the studs in this. But yeah, just kind of. I imagine you can drag it along the ground, then just swing, and then all the bolts are just like shrapnel basically. He wouldn't just be able to set it down and just shoot. He'd have to do other things to it to get it to do that. So that's the hammer. Now to the main figure. The biggest change here is the cloth. I use the Obi-Wan cape piece from the Obi-Wan buildable figure set, which I have a bunch of, so it worked out very well for this. And the torso is the same underneath as it was before, just to match your torso with the Visorak foot as for detail. So I'm not going to take it off completely to show you, because I've already shown it here before. The chest plate is very similar, but it has an axle going through it that links up to the back, so that this bit stays in place far better. You still get that little bit of wiggle, but it works a lot better. Actually, it's worth noting the gun connects the same way, which is why it looks like he has a bit of a hunch, but he doesn't. It's just the gun. Which this build is exactly the same as before. Just very simple, very nice build, in my opinion. Mask is also the same. It's the Matoro mask from 2001 and 2003, with the red eyes. And the arms are also a very large change. They used to be locked on bulge on a gear, but now they're not. They are free moving, which is very nice. And I might give him actual hands, because I think the arms look better like this instead of that. They look really weird. So I feel like he would stand like this, probably. But I need to get a way to get the hammer in his hand like that. So that'll probably involve 2 axles, or some other assembly. The legs are also another large change. I added the metallic blue that I was mentioning earlier in the video. And it kind of fills him out a little more, makes him a little more, it's a knight armor, so it's going to make him look a little more knightly, but it fills him out a lot more as well. The original version was just using Nuva chest armor, which didn't do that good of a job of filling out this area. So putting this on just really made him look bulkier without being wide. So I think that worked. The foot, unfortunately, because of this, can't move forward that much, but it still has range of motion in every other direction. So that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. The upper legs are also exactly the same. And actually, because he's kind of old, and I'm making a mess of this camera work here today, because the character's supposed to be a little old and like aged, falling apart, which is why he's toe of iron, but he's like all brown and rusted. I might lift this open ball joint here. Definitely not because I don't have the piece to put it there, or to put there. Just definitely only because I wanted to make him look aged. Yeah, definitely. Jokes aside though, I think this looks fine. I might put new shoulder armor there to kind of fill him out a little more, but I don't know if that'll actually happen. So that's about it for Ukah. There isn't really much else for me to say. He's pretty simple, so ciao.